Now, I'm not a big fan of FUBU, but I was told that it stood for us by us. This is by the Japanese, almost certainly for the Japanese. Notice how people's grip, it is different. Okay, I have big, big hands. Very few martial art weapons are made for people with big hands. They don't even allow us to forge weapons that are suited for us. You go to any martial arts store, you will not find any weapon that is truly designed for the black African with big hands. Now, if you find a weapon that is African, which good luck, right? I'm sure there's something like that somewhere, somehow. It is going to be for the shorter African, because that's part of the perspective of society, to screen out the tall martial artist who's like Narmer because he is a hero. I apologize if I come off as harsh in my videos. By the way, I wield this more masterfully than the people it's made for, and that's part of why they hate me. You know, just like you look at sports, right? They're made for white people, and some of them are made for Asian people. You know, some martial arts systems, taekwondo, karate, etc. And sometimes black people dominate some of these sports and activities, and that's part of why they hate us. Okay, you have to consider obstacles. Now, I'm not racist. I apologize if you think that I'm racist. I apologize if, for whatever reason, I come off as too harsh. I am a man that is manning up. I am shunned. Women don't find it in their hearts to stand with me. And because you must consider the spectrum effect, you know, if people are serving God, there's supposed to be a group of people that is more willing to go to the distance to serve God. Therefore, if they do not find me, if no one responds when I call, it is safe to say that people are not serving God to any degree, which also reinforces and supports and, to me, proves my divine order argument. Okay, people are not even serving God at all. Okay, you know, they're serving the devil. They found their life in this world. And as I look back and I look at all the figures of Egypt, right, all the women that are pictured that are very beautiful, right? These women, they kind of remind me of Indonesian women or something, very attractive, right? But yet they're indulging this kind of elegance and splendor instead of the true grace of God. We have this Medusa-looking bitch on the back, okay? You can tell by their works, right? The artist is trying to express something. Over time, the Egyptians got better at expressing themselves through art, and you could really see who is the kind of lukewarm and who's the pure evil. You look at the Narmer palette, he has this very natural African martial arts look, and there's nothing about him that is offensive to a righteous person. There's no evil look in his face. There's no symbolism that you can truly say is evil. He puts the bull symbolism on his apron to show that the lower self is being conquered. He's rising above that. Okay, his hand is up, right? He's about to win, coming down like a hawk swooping down on the person, the monarch, the Ark of the Covenant. Now, Ark backwards is Si-Ra, and that goes back to covenant. I'm going to have to do this off the top of my head. Covenant, okay, has everything to do with C-O-Vi, okay, and on, okay. So, C of covenant, C of on, in, okay. That's another way to break it down. So you can work the wordplay. It's going to say something to the effect of martial arts, okay? And it's going to point to the leopard society, so to speak. It's going to point to Leopold, you know, backwards. Draw, O-L, okay? Which is Ra as the El Horus, the El Door, hardware. Okay, obviously you'd be out of your mind if you're a religious person and you object to these ideas. This person's obviously not literally worshiping the sun. He's worshiping the principles of righteous indignation. No religion comes close to disproving this argument. Okay, again, I apologize if I'm too harsh because you're a beta male, even though I shouldn't need to apologize. That's how much I go the distance to make sure that I'm correct. It is part of my belief system. Unlike everyone else on the planet who tries to save themselves and their families, I'm willing to sacrifice everyone to go to the distance to serve the Lord. And this is the person who should be the leader, and not people who are lukewarm, pragmatic, realistic, rational, quote-unquote rationalism, right? Not in terms of logical. I have higher logic. They have ratio and rations concerned with food, right? Rationalism, pragmatism, functionalism in a criminal society, where criminal gangs and organized crime run the corporations and turn run everybody else and invest in mind control like you saw in MK Ultra. I mean, it's stupid not to see it this way. Right? The capstone effect is heartbreaking. It is devastating. It shows us definitively that our children will be mind control scum, and every once in a while, someone related to us will perhaps might be part of the elite's favorite concubine or something. King Solomon's temple was about the what was it, 200, 300, 400, something like that, concubines and the 700 or so wives. King Solomon was sexually immoral. How can anyone even begin to claim, in this story, is the moral of the story, that having all these wives and concubines wasn't immoral? And if for nothing else, he caused the collapse of the unified kingdom of Israel. Okay? It is insane. It is insane not to see it this way. No matter how you slice it, it is wrong to submit your children to sexual immorality to this degree. And on top of that, they made it clear to you why it's wrong by the fact that they're pedophiles that operate with impunity. You think that the pedophiles in the church are the only ones who get away with it? It is insane. Do your research. Pan. Who was Pan? What did he believe? Okay? What is pederastry? I can go on and on about this, and I've been going on and on about this. I've been reaching out to people. Okay, even people who are gang stalking women. Okay, just because you are, under their direct control doesn't mean you shouldn't realize where you're wrong and go against the rest of them and be prepared to die for the Creator. We're all dying anyway. Some of us, historically, looking back, some of us died in the true spirit of the Creator, in the true spirit of morality. And some of us have been preparing for generations to submit our family to sex cult, mind control, bitch shit. This mind control, look at the different papyruses. I believe it's the Eber papyrus or something like that. Some papyrus of Egypt refers to psychology. Okay, I don't know if it's that one, but it's something like that. I used to go on and on about this papyrus that proves the continuity of mental health. Right, these are the traders in Egypt that sought to use illusion and coercion to control people and use their desire to feed. When it was a martial arts structure, before that, that was willing to starve for principle. They were willing to die for principle. They were willing to sacrifice their family in more ways than one, going off to war to fight with them, risking their family while they're off fighting in war. These are the people who deserve to be in charge, not these beta male scoundrels that you are training your daughters and your family members to date, and you are reinforcing the social norms that lead to them dating these cowards. Okay, the Ark of the Covenant, the true direction of God, the solar bark, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the stick fighting of Egypt, Tatib, and the longer version of the word, getting to the bottom of, being honest through the use of the stick, and so on and so forth. Okay, the magic wand, the tree of knowledge bitch shit, the traders and their solar bark and their solar boat made out of wood. Okay, having a wood, an erection. There's no way around the reproductive war that has taken place. And if you are in the corporate structure, if you are controlled opposition, left, right, middle, you are obviously breeding in the idea, in the Luciferian energy of complete filth. Is there any Luciferian party as such? No. They represent and encompass every major movement and party, every movement and every way of thinking other than mine. I challenge you to find a single way of thinking other than mine that isn't Luciferian. Thank you. Do I really have to explain to you beta males that sports have everything to do with women? Cheerleaders, those sluts dressed in bathing suits who hold the round signs above their heads. Okay, do I really have to explain to you how popularity and the admiration of sluts and women are connected? Okay? You're fucking dumb if you don't truly understand the significance of no one standing with me. I represent the tip of the pyramid, but the capstone represents the most assertive, the most dedicated, the most determined of the fans, of those who are loyal to God. When no beautiful women present themselves to me, and on top of that, no women at all. Okay, because the most dedicated are going to go out of their way to present themselves in the most beautiful manner they can. You think they wouldn't? Are you stupid? Okay? When nobody stands with me, the whole capstone is missing. Don't you see it ends with me? Don't you see nobody loves God but me? Don't you see that? You might think that's not fair, but think about it. If you love your child, do you go the distance for him? Or you just say, you know what, I love you. I'm not going to feed you. I'm not going to take you to school. I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm just going to say, I love you. I'm not going to talk with you and say, I want you to know I really love you. Now go get abused. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven. Should you need to be told to do that? Just the fact that Jesus felt the need to tell these people in this Roman culture that is mirrored and echoed and lives on today. that they need to seek the kingdom of God shows you that they're shallow and they needed a strong pull in the right direction. When none of them, not a muscle bound, not a sensitive one of them stands with me. It gives away, it is over after I die. Period. Even my family has been screened out for quite some time, narrowing it down to my dad, as the true direction of humanity. It ends with me. It ends with me with so many. I've covered all the angles. No one has even begun to say a viable counter argument of how it could possibly continue. Man is in complete rebellion after I'm gone. Now let's think about sex and sensitivity. When you are aroused as a man, now if you're a little kid, if you're a bitch and you don't want to talk about the truth and you're scared to talk about sex because you're a pussy, you might want to stop watching the video now. For those of us who want to live in reality, okay, what made the black man's penis typically a bit longer than most people's? Why is it stupid for a woman to say your dick is small? Because when you're aroused, your dick gets bigger. The more sensitive you are, the more passionate you are, and the more you're aroused by that person, the bigger your penis is. The penis is not always the same size, and the erection is not always the same size. So the martial arts order represented those people with the biggest naturally sized penis, which has everything to do with the ability to work it. If I have a fucking sword that's 20 feet long, right, and I can't hold it, what good is it? It's not just the size that counts, it is the ability to use it and to make love to a woman. So yes, they were African martial artists on the highest level of love making too. Sensitivity, romantic connection. Yes, they're weak, shallow-ass bitches that have settled for shiny little things and to find their life in this despicable world and to give their kids to a mind control state that is getting more and more effective. Yes, I have no respect for I have no respect for anybody, really. Some people are more respectable than others, but ultimately, how can I assign that respect to anyone outside of the divine order? They are submitting themselves and their children to the mind control state. And as a result, not a single person has submitted to the divine orders, the mandate from heaven.